Hello friends, welcome to Anuti Financial Bites. As we all know, Anuti is a one-stop shop for everything, and you find here like food items, decorative items, paintings, and as well as Anuti Financial Bites, wherein you can gather a lot of insights pertaining to current economic scenario and financial basics to technical of finances and economics. So our today's topic is current economic scenario, which has been bifurcated into four parts. First is global economy. So as we know that COVID-19 is basically has shaken the entire economy globally as well as domestically. So first we talk about global economy, what COVID-19 and how COVID-19 has impacted global economy. Presently, the currency of emerging markets is in appreciation stage. Why? Because the FPI inflows are more in emerging economies as compared to advanced economies because of higher yields and higher returns. Because in advanced economies, like we say US, so there's fiscal stimulus that has been generated by government, US government. So FPI, foreign institutional investors and foreign portfolio investors, they are thinking and they have been investing enormously in emerging economies in order to get higher returns because of high long-term yields as prevailing in domestic Indian economy and other emerging economy as well. Then we talk about oil prices. The oil prices has firmed up and the oil prices is presently lower, but it has not impacted much in India because of higher excise and VAT duties that have been imposed by government on oil prices. So the fuel and food inflation is more as compared to other inflation targets and inflation points in domestic economy. But I'll talk about domestic economy in detail after first point. So in advanced economies, the demand is lower, the fuel price is lower, there is supply disruption over there. So everything has summed up into lower inflation rates in advanced economies. Initially, the gold prices have gone up because people were thinking to invest in gold because of safe havens, but now gold prices have gone down because gold is an international commodity. It is associated with international market, especially US market. So when there's fiscal stimulus being infused by US government, people are investing in stock market more. So when there is investment in stock market, it is inversely proportional to gold prices. So gold prices have gone down right now, and this is what we are seeing in domestic economy as well. Talking about domestic economy, talking about second point, that is domestic economy. Presently, if we talk about supply side, there is supply side disruption in overall domestic economy because of modification in logistics chain, supply chain management, as well as there are higher prices of raw materials. So there's cost push inflation as well. So if we see food inflation and fuel inflation, both inflation have gone up. But the other part of inflation, which we call it as core inflation part, which is still in a lower side. So talking about demand side, demand is lower. But if we talk about rural demand, it has always been in a silver line. Why? Because there is a large area sown under kharif crops, and there is more water reservoir level. There's favorable monsoon. So rural demand has always been in a silver line for so many months amid COVID-19. So it leads to higher motorcycle sales, higher consumer durable sales, and higher farm equipment sales as well. But if we talk about industrial activity, however, industrial activity has gone up. If we see the past trend of April to August, but it has gone up in September, but still it is lower than 50 points in PMI. PMI is Purchase Managers Index. So it is still below 50 points, which shows that it is still in contraction phase. But still there are chances that the economy has COVID-19 lockdown has been lifted up, so there are chances that economy will keep reviving in upcoming months. So we have talked about supply side, we have talked about demand side. Talking about financial side, there is a paradox we can see in domestic economy, like wherein the demand has collapsed but still stock market is rising. Why? Because FPI has been investing. So there is huge demand we are presently seeing from foreign portfolio investors and foreign institutional investors in domestic stock market because of higher returns. Then there is enormous liquidity being injected by RBI, which I'll cover in fourth point in detail. Then talking about core sectors like coal sector, power sector, it has taken up pace and it will soon recover. Talking about third point, which is government measures. So government has taken up a number of measures which is really remarkable, like the Atmanirbhar Bharat package of 20 lakh crore and the boosting of infrastructure projects. Now recently India has come up with an MOU with the Maldives for direct cargo ferry. So it is one of the examples that government has been focusing on infrastructure projects. Then 3 bills relating to farmers have been passed by the government, which will surely help farmers to realize their fair prices, which they were not getting earlier. So the entire domestic economy will not improve unless rural economy and infrastructure are developed. So infrastructure and rural economy are the backbone. Though they have to be, both the sectors have to be focused upon very much. Then talking about RBI's measures. So talking about fourth point, which is RBI's measures, RBI has also been playing a vital role for so many years to balance the entire economy, which is one of their roles as well. So RBI has injected enormous amount of liquidity through reduction in CRR, SLR, increasing the percentage of marginal standing facility for banks by reducing their SLR portion at penal interest rate. Then conducted long-term targeted long-term repo operations. But so everything has their own pros and cons. So talking about pros, liquidity having enormous amount of liquidity in the economy will definitely boost the economy and will definitely improve the demand side as well as supply side. But talking about the flip side of it, whenever there is enormous liquidity in the market, investors focus and prefer to invest mostly in short-term instruments, which will push short-term instruments yields downwards. And whenever there is the yield differentiation in short-term instruments, there are chances then that arbitrage market will be created in future or in upcoming months, and which will lead to there are chances that there will be enormous amount of outflows from the domestic economy. So there is a tug of war between investors and RBI, wherein investors and dealers are thinking that in future rate of interest will be above the present rate and the inflation will be above the present rate, and RBI in contrast is thinking that in future interest rate will be lower and inflation will be lower. So RBI is trying to trying to lower down the long-term yields. For that, investors, RBI is not getting particular number of investors for their long-term bonds. So because investors are investing in short-term instruments, so they are not investing in long-term instruments, because of which RBI is conducting Operation Twist. Operation Twist is one of the open market operations which is liquidity neutral. It neither injects liquidity nor absorbs liquidity from the economy. So I'll cover it in detail in my upcoming sessions of finance. I hope you have liked my video, and please do view, like and subscribe my video. And till then, bye bye, see you. Till then, stay tuned to Anoothi Financial Bites. Bye bye.